Dear listeners, I am Dr. Atish Mundada, Associate Professor with SNJB's Shriman Suresh Dada Jain College of Pharmacy, would like to discuss with you all about Code of Pharmaceutical Ethics. The Code of Pharmaceutical Ethics for registered pharmacist in India is being given by Pharmacy Council of India. The Code of Ethics, they are nothing but the framework within which a professional is supposed to work and operate for the benefit of the society. The Code of Ethics, which is being formulated by Pharmacy Council of India, are the guidelines for Indian pharmacists in order to guide them of how he or she should conduct himself in relation to his patrons, general public, co-professionals and members of medical and other health professionals. Now, what ethics is all about, let us talk a little about ethics, culture and morality. The term ethics is being derived from the Greek letter ethikos, which itself is being derived from another word ethos, which refers to character, guiding beliefs, standards or customs. Ethics, as such, it is being defined as the code of moral principles. The conduct of individual in any society is being governed by the governmental control on one hand and social custom and duties on the other. The former has the sanction of the law, whereas the latter is being left onto the society. When the code which is being developed by the society, it is being practiced for a long time, it becomes culture. Following this culture meticulously to lead the life in ethical way leads and known as the morality. The profession of pharmacy is noble in its ideals and pious in its character. Apart from being career for earning a livelihood, it has inherent in its attitude of service and sacrifice in the interest of the suffering humanity. In handling, selling, distributing, compounding and dispensing medicinal substances, including poisons and potent drugs, pharmacists in collaboration with other medical professionals has a responsibility of safeguarding the health of the people into the society. As such, he has to uphold the interest of his patrons above all. As a registered pharmacist, it is being expected that he follows the lofty ideals which are being set up by the Charaka. Charak who was an ancient philosopher, physician and pharmacist, and in his enunciation he said, the pharmacist, even if your own life is in danger, he or she should not betray or neglect the interest of the patient. And the pharmacist fondly cherished this saying of Charaka. The Code of Pharmaceutical Ethics. These codes of ethics are nothing but these are the framework within which a professional is expected to function and operate for the benefit of society. He should respect and abide by the law and place service before self. The Code of Ethics, which are being formulated by Pharmacy Council of India for the guidance of Indian pharmacists as how he should conduct himself, and it is expected of him that he will serve the society with utmost initiative and superior performance both in the fields of specialized knowledge as well as human considerations. Standards of professional conduct for pharmacy are necessary in public interest to ensure an efficient pharmaceutical service. In India, government restrict the practice of pharmacy to those who qualify under regulatory requirements and grant them the privilege which is necessarily denied to others. In return, it is being expected that pharmacist will recognize his responsibilities and fulfill his or her professional obligations honorably and with due regard for well-being of the society. Above all, pharmacist must be a good citizen and must uphold and defend the laws of the state and the nation. Every pharmacist should not only be willing to play his part in giving such service, but should also avoid any act or omission which would prejudice the giving of the services or impair the confidence in any respect for pharmacist as a body. A pharmacist is ought to constantly endeavor to idealize in perfection and hold the safety of patient paramount. Pharmacist during his professional life is going to deal with general public, his patrons and other medical professionals, and there are some guidelines regarding his conduct with all these people during his professional life by Pharmacy Council of India. The guidelines we will be discussing right now. The first role of a pharmacist is in relation to his job. When a registered pharmacist start working into pharmacy profession, the very first role he is going to play is in the scope of pharmaceutical services. When premises are being registered under statutory requirements and he or she opens up a pharmacy store, he should provide reasonably comprehensive pharmaceutical services. It involves the supply of commonly required medicines without undue delay and also involves willingness to furnish emergency supplies at all times. Second role of a pharmacist in relation to his job is the conduct of the pharmacy. The condition in pharmacy should be such as to preclude avoidable risk or error or accidental contamination in the preparation, dispensing and supply of medicines. The appearance of the premises should reflect the professional character of the pharmacy. It should be clear to the public that the practice of pharmacy is being carried out in the particular establishment. A notice stating that dispensing under any particular scheme run by the government, either state or a central government, is carried out may be exhibited in the premises. In every pharmacy, there should be a pharmacist in personal control of the pharmacy who will be regarded as primarily responsible for the observance of proper standards of conduct in connection with it. In handling of the prescription, it is expected that the prescription should be received by a registered pharmacist only without any discussion or comment over it regarding the merits or demerits of its therapeutic efficiency. The pharmacist should not even show any physiognomic expression of alarm or astonishment upon the receipt of the prescription. Any question on a prescription should be answered with caution and care. It should neither offend a patron nor should it disclose any information which might have been intentionally withheld from the patient. It is not within the privilege of a pharmacist to add, omit, or substitute any ingredient or alter the composition of a prescription without the consent of the prescriber, unless the change is emergent or is demanded purely by the technique of the pharmaceutical art and does not cause any alteration in the therapeutic action of the receipt. In case of any obvious error in the prescription due to any omission, incompatibility, or overdosage, the prescription should be referred back to the prescriber for correction or approval of the change suggested. While such an act is imperative in the best interest of the patient, in no case the information should jeopardize the reputation of the prescriber concerned. In matter of refilling of the prescription, pharmacist should solely be guided by the instruction of a prescriber, and he should advise patient to use medicines or remedies strictly in accordance with the intention of the physician as noted onto the prescription. For handling of the drugs, all possible care should be taken while dispensing a prescription by the pharmacist. He should never fill his prescription with spurious, substandard, and unethical preparations. A pharmacist should be very judicious in dealing with drugs and medicinal preparation known to be poisonous or to be used for addition or any other abusive purposes. Such drugs and preparation should not be supplied to anyone if there is a reason to suppose that it can be used for addiction purpose or so. In apprentice, while in charge of a dispensary, drugstore, or a hospital pharmacy, where apprentice pharmacists are admitted for practical training, a pharmacist should see that the trainees are being given full facilities for their work so that on the completion of their training, they have acquired sufficient technique and skill to make themselves dependable pharmacists. No certificates or credentials should be granted unless the above criteria is being attained fully and the recipient has proved himself worthy of getting registered as a pharmacist by Pharmacy Council of India. Next role of a registered pharmacist is in relation to his trade. While dealing into the pharmacy profession, pharmacist should take care of the price structure. Price charged from customer should be fair and in keeping with the quality and quantity of the commodity supplied and labor and skill which are required in making that formulation ready for use, so as to ensure an adequate remuneration to the pharmacist, taking into consideration his knowledge, skill, and time which is being consumed and the great responsibility that is involved. At the same time, without unduly taxing the purchaser or the consumer. Pharmacists should also suppose to follow the fair trade practices. No attempt should be made to capture the business of contemporary by cutthroat competition or by offering any sort of prizes or gift or any kind of allurement to patronizers or by knowingly charging lower prices for medical commodities than those charged by a fellow pharmacist. In any case, if prescription is intended for some specific dispensary and is being brought to your pharmacy store by mistake by the consumer, he or she should be directed to the right place and should refuse to accept the prescription on your own. In the purchase of the drug, it is being expected that pharmacist will purchase the genuine and original drugs from reputable sources and should always be on the guard not to aid or abet directly or indirectly the manufacturer, possession, distribution and sale of spurious or substandard drugs. Hawking of the drugs and medicinal should not be encouraged, nor should any attempt be made to solicit orders for such substances from door to door. Self-service method of operating pharmacies and drugstore should not be used, as this practice may lead to distribution of therapeutic substances without an expert supervision and thus would encourage self-medication, which is highly undesirable. No display material either on the premises, in the press or elsewhere should be used by the pharmacist in connection with the sale to the public of medicines or medical appliances which is undignified in style or which contains any wording, design or illustration reflecting unfavorably on pharmacist collectively or upon any group or individual. A disparaging reference, direct or by implication, to other suppliers, product, remedies or treatment, misleading or exaggerated statement or claims, the word cure in reference to an element or symptoms of ill health, a guarantee of therapeutic efficacy, that kind of advertisement or displays should not be there into the pharmacy store. No article or preparation advertised to the public by means of display material of any kind which is mentioned should be exhibited in pharmacy if it is known or could reasonably be known that article of preparation is so advertised. Under no circumstances should lustful, obscene and indecent publication of any kind or description be sold or distributed, as this practice is highly detrimental to the moral welfare of the nation. The very next role of a pharmacist is in relation to the medical professionals. When person is working in the capacity of a registered pharmacist, he or she is going to deal with other medical professionals, and while dealing with other medical professionals, a registered pharmacist is supposed to understand the limitations of his or her professional activity. It is expected that medical practitioners in general would not take up the practice of a pharmacy by owning drugstore. At the same time, it should be made a general rule that pharmacists also under no circumstances should take medical practice, that it is to diagnosing disease and prescribing remedies should not be done by the registered pharmacist. In case of accidents and emergency, no doubt pharmacist can render the first aid to the victim. No pharmacist should recommend particular medical practitioner unless specifically asked to do so. It is expected ethically that pharmacist should not involve into clandestine arrangements. No pharmacist should enter into any secret arrangement or contract with a physician to offer him any omission or any advantage of any description in return for his favor of patronage. As a registered pharmacist, you should always keep yourself abreast with the modern developments in pharmacy and other allied sciences by regularly reading books, journals, magazines, and other periodicals. Pharmacist can contribute his share in the nation building activities of the country. Pharmacist should at all times endeavor to promote knowledge and contribute his quota in the advancements of learning. A pharmacist should never disclose any information which he has acquired during his professional activities to any third party or person unless required by law to do so. He should never betray the confidence which his patrons repose in him or which he has won by the virtue of his eminent character and conduct. Pharmacist has great role to play in relation to his profession. The very first role which will be played by him is being very vigilant. It is not only sufficient for a pharmacist to be a law-abiding or person, but it is also expected that he deter others from doing things which are derogatory to the society and his profession. It should also be the duty of a pharmacist to make others fulfill the provisions of the pharmaceutical and other laws and regulations. He should not be afraid of bringing or causing a miscreant to be brought to book, may be a member of his own profession. Pharmacist must be vigilant enough to weed the undesirable out of the profession, and thus he can help to maintain the fair name and practices into the profession of pharmacy. A pharmacist is supposed to be a law-abiding citizen. He should engage in the profession to enlighten citizens endowed with a fair knowledge of the land, and he should strive to countenance and defend them. He should be particularly conversant with the enactment pertaining to food, drug, pharmacy, health, sanitation, and like, and endeavor to abide by them in every phase of his life. A pharmacist is a unit whole, and his life cannot be divided into compartments. While working with professional organization, in order to inculcate a corporate life in his own professional colleagues, a pharmacist should join and advance the cause of all such organizations, the aims and objects of which are conducive to the scientific, moral, and cultural well-being of pharmacists, and at the same time are in no way contrary to the code of pharmaceutical ethics. A pharmacist should always refrain from doing any act or deed which are not in consonance with the decorum and propriety of pharmaceutical profession, or which are likely to bring discredit or upgrade to the profession or to himself. The guidelines are being given by Pharmacy Council of India, and as a registered pharmacist, one has to take or pledge a pharmacist oath. Here I would like to read out the pharmacist oath for you all. I swear by the Code of Ethics of Pharmacy Council of India in relation to the community, and shall act as an integral part of healthcare team. I shall uphold the laws and standards governing my profession. I shall strive to perfect and enlarge my knowledge to contribute to the advancement of pharmacy and public health. I shall endeavor to discover and manufacture drugs of quality to alleviate suffering of humanity. I shall hold in confidence the knowledge gained about the patient in connection with my professional practice, and never divulge unless compelled to do so by the law. I shall associate with organizations having their objectives for the betterment of the profession of pharmacy and make contributor to carry out the work of those organizations. While I continue to keep this oath inviolated, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of pharmacy, which is respected by all at all times. Should I trespass to violate the oath, may the reverse be my lot. At the end, I would like to say that always remember, you get what you celebrate and you reap what you sow. So as a registered pharmacist, as a professional working into pharmacy, it is a moral obligation of each and every one of us to follow these ethical guidelines which are being given by our apex body, Pharmacy Council of India, so that you can continue bringing the glory to our profession. Thank you. Thank you very much.